Okay. So I'm just gonna jump right into this, and hopefully this comes across clearly. I will lower the audio if it overpowers my my voicer.
Capture the flag.
Any day now. Oh yeah, these are all people who have gotten friend codes. Forgot about that.
Claim their flag.
Wow, that's a lot of
Defend
people.
our
Holy
own.
shit.
Shotgun. Confirmed.
Well, so far it feels a lot better than regular BTV because there's a lot more fucking players on this.
The enemy has your flag.
Enemy carrier revealed. After them. Ordnance incoming. The enemy carrier has revealed themselves.
Fuck. Yeah, that AR needs to be nerfed. I used to not have a problem with the AR, but now with all the other weapons in the sandbox, I feel like the AR is needing a complete nerf. Its range is too much. Like, I don't want it to be Halo 3 level because that's a little bit too excessive. Excuse me?
Enemy carrier
How the
has
fuck do I
revealed
switch
themselves.
grenades? X, that's right.
Enemy captured.
But I feel like the AR just, like, it needs to just fucking calm down. Like, it doesn't need to be... God, the sound design is great. Holy shit. Oh, wait, what? The flag switches positions? Yeah, no, 3 for 3, that's a bad fucking design, I'm sorry. Nuh-uh. You guys try to change so much with the game. Like, What, the motion tracker being, like, sprinting only? Like, that was a stupid-ass move. But now you want to change how TTF works with different positions that it's supposed to be in? Why is it over there? Why is it not in the base? Why is it over here? It doesn't make any sense at all. I'm sorry you guys are trying to try something new, but you have to think. I feel like you guys didn't pay attention to the meme that went around for like a couple of,
Repulsor
you know,
acquired.
months. Like, think.
Enemy defibrillated.
Oh great, I don't have the, I thought this was grapple.
Ammo reserves depleted.
Even though we have more people on our team, it feels like I'm still on my own trying to defend our fucking flag.
Your flag.
The enemy carrier has revealed themselves.
This is why I want to only play bots, because bots know how to fucking defend. Literal computers are better than humans in this aspect. I don't understand. How are you so bad that I prefer regular human players? Or not... Sorry, I have a fucking dick stuck in my throat.
Enemy carrier.
I prefer non-human players.
The enemy carrier has revealed themselves. Enemy flag carrier spotted. The enemy carrier has revealed themselves.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Wheel on board. Stop inbound. The enemy carrier has revealed themselves. Enemy carrier revealed. After them.
Incredible performance, Spartan.
I am not excited for this game. Even with all the great things this game does in terms of gameplay,
The enemy carrier has
I
revealed
just feel like this
themselves.
game isn't made for me. I'm a classic Halo fan. This isn't made for me.
Enemy carrier
This
has
is a
revealed
very
themselves.
non-classic feeling Halo.
Enemy captured. Flag.
And the last flag is in the view of everyone. And they have like 3 direct paths to get up to. Uh-huh. Okay. I feel like... I don't know, man. I feel like CTF needs to be balanced in a way. Like, I know what I'm gonna suggest is changing CTF in a way that I just complained about. But if they're just gonna go, like, and change it anyways, make it completely balanced. Like, stop trying to change it with this stupid shit. And trying to pretend like it's normal. Like, if you're gonna balance CTF, right? You need to make it to where if people are losing, the other team gets better weapons. So, we're not spawning with different weapons, is not what I mean. Like, we're taking,
Enemy has your flag. An ally has
like,
taken the enemy flag.
instead of these regular rifles that spawn here, like this, we get
Ordnance.
rocket launchers and snipers and stuff to defend our stuff better. Not like every single, you know, like rifle spawn has to be like that, but it's just...
Taken our flag. Enemy flag carrier spotted.
Flag returned to base.
Flag returned. Well done, Spartan. Wheels en route.
I just, like, we need better weapons here. We still have shitty weapons with shitty spawns. If you can't add power weapons to our spawns to make our regular rifles and everything else be, like, I'll respawn a little bit faster. Just saying. Maybe give us, like, a little bit of an edge. Because when we're in a position like this, where I have literal
An ally has taken the enemy flag.
R words on my team, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just suck up the loss? What can I do as a player when I'm being ambushed by 4 other players? And I have teammates who stand around trying to figure out how to walk around, you know? It's just amazing. Even with people, like, because this is, regardless, because this is what's going to happen with Halo Infinite when it releases, is that we're going to have stuff worse than this. Because not only is this going to be free, but there's probably going to be cheats rampant.
Enemy defibrillated.
Enemy returned their flag.
I also don't like the fact that I can spot an enemy from across the fucking map. I feel like in BTB that sort of thing needs to be disabled. It's a little bit too fucking obvious where people are. Like, if I miss an enemy visually, I should miss an enemy visually. I shouldn't have some sort of helping hand tell me, oh hey dumbass, you missed this guy.
Low on ammo. Electroshock therapy. Failed. Ordnance drop inbound. Wheels en route.
I'm letting them feed themselves to this. I'm not a part of this in any way.
An ally has taken the enemy flag.
Nice one.
Deployable cover available.
Enemy returned their flag.
Alley. Ah. And they're gonna steal the flag again. The person who actually knows what they're doing charged us and has another teammate with the vehicle behind him, also charging. The rest of our team is down and doesn't know how to get up the side of a fucking ramp. We've regressed to like
The enemy has your flag.
super idiot levels.
Fantastic work, Spartan.
Earned this.
saying stop being bad in a online multiplayer shooter is very toxic. Like, I don't know. They give you like this option to play it for free, and then you have toxic assholes who say, "Oh, just stop being bad. You know, just learn how to play better." Lol. In a Halo game. Okay, sure. Like, this guy who is playing a free multiplayer beta has this game entirely worked out. Like, he knows how to play the game, like, immediately. He has no issue figuring out all the nooks and crannies. All the mysteries have been solved. All the things that need to be said about this game have been said. This guy knows how it goes. That's it. That's all that needs to be said.
Enemy carrier has revealed themselves. Ordnance incoming.
And I did not.
Catch the flag.
That's stupid. Oh well. I feel like this game is gonna end up exactly like MCC. I don't know why. I just feel like this is how it's gonna end up. There's nothing positive that can come out of this. The campaign is probably gonna be mediocre at best. They've shown literally like 3 minutes of gameplay altogether throughout 4 years of this game being announced, and everything else has just been multiplayer because they know that's what sells. So I am extremely worried about campaign. Joseph Staten being on the team isn't really a guarantee. I'm sorry. Anybody who thinks that Joseph Staten has the ability to pull off a game by himself doesn't know how game development works. I don't feel confident about this game at all. I just don't. It's hard to feel confident when you have this shit, right? Like, I don't know what to tell you or anybody else about this. It's just like, why? I'm gonna just use up all this stuff. And supposedly, like, Season 1 is supposed to be, Reach stuff, from what I understand. This is Season 0, so I assume this is just armors and stuff they're testing out, but... I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. Like, why can I do this? This is absolutely dumb. And the fact that you can buy these credits in the first place to buy the battle pass, and then you can use these things to level yourself up, just feels like gross. Like, this is like a baby version of Fortnite's thing. I feel like the this system is not gonna catch on either. Like, this is anti-FOMO, but they need to make the actual FOMO feel like you're doing something. Or not, I don't know what I'm saying. Not, so this anti-FOMO shit needs to be worked out to where we feel like we're actually, like, achieving something. Because just putting this stuff at the end of the season and then still having challenge swaps in place of a slot, like that should be additional to some of this stuff. Like all of this in the battle pass should be cosmetic. Stop packing in these to fill in spots. You know, like 3 in a row, really, and these last in real time. Like, and again, at 3 in a row, 2 in a row, 1, and you see we're already into the stuff that you would want in this battle pass, and they keep doing 2 in a rows. And like, I don't know, I genuinely hate this system. I want to just unlock this stuff naturally and say, hey, this is what I did because I was dedicated enough to play this for a long ass time. And you can't even get this, I don't think. Yeah, season 1. Like, you have to pay to even get this battle pass in the first place. And, like, why not just pay to unlock everything, right? Like, just to get rid of the entire reason of even playing the game. Just pay to unlock everything. And this is the best one in the entire battle pass, this shader, because it makes this like really shiny. And that's obviously what people want. They want shiny armor. But what do you do as a developer? Oh, you give us the dirty look for our starting armor. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no. Understood. Only when you level up will you get some of the clean armor. And even then, it's not even that clean. Like, what if I wanted all white like this? Why does it need to be locked away? Why does it need to be like this? This is completely stupid. I don't understand the reasoning behind this. Other than just, oh, we want more money from our players. Even when they swear up and down that's not what this is about. I don't know. I don't like this at all. It's very very scummy. And that was just one match too. Like, imagine if I were to play this longer, I would have more to say about it. I'm probably only going to be playing this until the flight ends in like well, no, I probably won't even play for that long. As soon as I get tired of playing this, I'm just done. I'm not going to play it until the campaign comes out. I'm not even going to install this free multiplayer thing. I might just to check out if people are saying, wow, they actually changed this and that and they added an XP system and, you know, all this other shit. But I'm not going to touch campaign until co-op, I think, comes out. Well, maybe if campaign's good, I'll buy it single player and then play co-op, but I don't know. I feel like because I feel like they're gonna do the series dirty in this Infinite thing, and they're gonna whisk Master Chief away, because that's the spoiler, right? Like that he was taken away by the Banished on the Halo ring or something like that, and that's just from what I've heard in the audio files of this game, you know. And I think that's cool, but they're at the end of the campaign. It sounds like they're gonna do the Spartan thing, and then it's gonna become Spartan Ops, which I'm not excited about.
Capture the flag. Capture enemy flags to score.
I'm gonna just make sure that this is turned off.
Seize their flag. Defend our own.
It's such a dumb position for it to be in. I don't understand why the flag has to be in this position at first. It's very fucking stupid. Starting to feel the the active lag thing. Oh, and you can't jump up here? Okay, yeah. Oh no, you can. The fuck? That was a late fucking jump.
In my sights.
Successfully deployed.
The enemy has your flag. Flag returned to base.
Flag returned. Well done, Spartan.
I feel like it's better to have them steal it at first, because then you can kind of goad them into
Ally has
taking
taken
it.
the enemy flag.
God, I cannot jump on this? Okay, there we go. Jesus.
You're beginning to make this look easy.
Do you have
Returns their
sonar?
flag.
Yeah. Okay.
Ground vehicle en route. Ordnance incoming. Red sensor deployed.
Enemy has your flag.
Ammo reserves depleted.
Flag returned to base.
Flag secured. We're heroes.
I'm just gonna swap this out.
An ally has taken the enemy flag.
Red sensor acquired.
Sniper got him.
Enemy returned their flag.
Taking fire.
Ground vehicle delivery confirmed.
Oh boy.
Threat sensor obtained. Threat sensor engaged. A hunting we will go.
Enemy there! Enemy there.
Threat sensor deployed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Enemy has your flag.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. What? Okay. I jumped clearly over that, but the game lagged right as it happened.
An ally
If
returned.
this shit happens in a real game, I'm not playing it.
Spike.
Like that. Where I am currently suffering to even play this right now.
Ground
God.
vehicle en route.
Why is this stuttering happening now? Like, why is it happening now, of all things?
After
So this Warthog's pretty good. Has quite the range on it. Nice one. Oh, I hate you so much, dude. It is not hard to drive a vehicle. I honestly, I swear, it is not hard to drive a vehicle. I don't understand what the problem is. Oh my god. I'm gonna stop playing after this match. I cannot believe 2 matches in, unplayable stuttering has entered the game. Technical preview or not, this game's coming out in 2 months.
Ally has taken the enemy flag.
Or 3 months, however you want to look at it. It's a little
threat
ridiculous
sensor acquired.
that they haven't figured stuttering issues out like this. Like, at all. Like, maybe it's just because the developers put up with it, or maybe it's because every game the developers restart the game so they don't realize that the issues that they're having is because they don't leave the game open for more than 2 or 3 matches. Just saying. Playtest your fucking game, dude. Instead of trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, we've making this for PC, and then, oh, well, we're gonna work with our PC team to make sure that this game is running optimally, or that we'll have all the PC options and keybinds and all this stuff. We swear we're making a version for PC, and we're not being inconsistent in what we're saying.
Threat sensor Engaged. A hunting we will go.
So infuriating. Like, I should honestly just buy an Xbox at this point to play this, because I'm not gonna want to play on PC. Like, at all. I don't want to play on PC with this game.
Threat sensor obtained.
They're not gonna have, like, many of the main things that people care about. Co-op and, Forge for, like, 3 or 4 months. So why should I play it on PC? If everything... Not everything's gonna be on Xbox either, but, you know, like, if I can at least play multiplayer semi-regularly on Xbox and not have these issues come up.
Enemy returned their flag.
Because on Xbox, you know it's gonna be like crystal clear, where it's not gonna be like jank. Maybe it is a little bit, but I don't know. Feels like even though the games are on PC and Xbox, they intentionally make these frustrating things happen all the time so that people will buy Xbox.
Threat sensor deployed.
If anybody doesn't pay attention to my ping, I swear to fucking Christ. You guys are stupid. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the last match I'm playing of this. I'm not gonna play this until it comes out. This is absolutely unplayable. Even as like on a technical standpoint, if you're trying to have me assess specific features in here, and then, like, I don't know.
Enemy carrier revealed. Enemy carrier has revealed themselves.
Ay, 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 guys.
Enemy carrier revealed. Ammo reserves depleted.
Yeah, I'm done. Goodbye. I've had enough. That game is just so infuriating. How am I supposed to know there's people behind me like that when I don't hear any sort of notification of Spartan chatter? When they have that as an option in the audio, and I don't hear anything. I maybe hear like a footstep and I don't think anything of it because I think it's my teammates behind me. Am I supposed to have like 4 eyes to look at the radar, look at what's in front of me, look at the distance, and then like also look behind me impossibly? I don't know, man. And when my teammates do not pay attention, when my teammates do not pay attention to pings that I put down, why even have the ping system? Why even bother with it? Why even have any of this in the first place? If you're gonna have a ping system and it doesn't go out to everybody in the team, it only goes out to like maybe your squad, why even have it? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. This game is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad when it comes out. Like there's no way that this game is gonna be good. I'm telling you now, based on all the weapon stuff that I've played and all the other stuff that I've done, this game is not going to be good. I can't be positive about it. I cannot continue to support the company who is ruining a large portion of people's enjoyment, and they don't reveal anything about campaign. They don't want to have any story beats shown because they had a leak, and so they're going to turn this into a Halo 3 situation where they don't reveal anything until like the game comes out. They don't even have like a trailer for campaign. Like maybe they do for like Xbox, but it's not like an official Halo trailer thing. I don't know. I am not confident at all in 343 making this a good game. They have Joseph Staten and they have had enough experience with the MCC team to tell them, "Oh, maybe we should make this like Halo 3.5." And that's what Halo Infinite is. But you have so many different changes, so many different things that are made and changed to the game that it doesn't feel like Halo anymore. Like I don't feel like what I just played was a Halo game. It's weird. I don't know how to put it. I'm playing against people who are supposedly other testers and other people who got friend codes from those testers and people who might have signed up through the Halo Insider thing on Xbox. My don't have a problem with that. My only concern is people who are too good at the game, like pro players, getting access to this flight and making it absolutely unbearable to play. Because I barely played any of this flight. I recorded a lot of Flight 1, and it's pretty much the same as Flight 2. Flight 3 is probably going to be exactly the same. I don't see anything that's going to change my point of view. I'm happy about some of the weapons. Sidekick is still a piece of shit. Bulldog is really good, although it feels like it's just a shitty replacement for the actual shotgun. Like, you need the classic shotgun with a pump. You cannot just replace it with a fucking Dow 12 and call it good. Sorry. I don't feel like that's good. Assault rifle needs to be nerfed. And, like, absolutely, it needs to be nerfed. There's no doubt about it. The way the assault rifle works is very like, let me see if I can pull up videos from MGS tests. Oh, and this is even from how long are these? Okay. Let me just see what this is. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the one thing that I recorded, and it's not even. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love the sniper test on this. It's funny. Sniper feels really good in this game, although I feel like my sensitivity issues are the cause of why I'm so bad with it. I wish I had. I think it's in desktop actually. Or did I move it? I think I moved it. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, so let me just. I'll add VLC in a second, and then we can go through this just so you can have a visual of what I'm. I'm just gonna add this as a window capture. Or no, well, yeah, window. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So let me drag these into this. Oh, and you're not actually seeing it because it needs to be a VLC source, for fuck's sake. Fuck it. I'll just do this. So you can see what I'm looking at. This is from April, or not April, sorry, July 30th.
Another one down.
see. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. This is on controller. Controller is absolutely king in this game, but I refuse to use it. Like, I used it for this test, but that's it. Like, I refuse to use controller any further until they get rid of the auto aim. Because I don't want to contribute to the issue that PC players are having with people who are abusing controller auto aim.
You're amazing, Spartan.
Let me watch that one again. Yeah, it just feels a little bit too overpowered. Even at close range, it just melts people. And this assault rifle might have been tweaked a little bit since the first flight came out, but I feel like, I don't know,
Deployed. Shot so many dead enemies.
at range it needs to fall off more. It can't do headshot damage after a certain range. That's what needs to happen.
Watch my back. Spartan down.
Here we go. Like everything about sound and the feel of it is great, but it just needs to not do so much damage at range. Like, that is ridiculous. This is now a mid-ranged weapon, and that's fucking stupid.
Active camo available.
There's no reason for this assault rifle to do so much damage at mid-range. And yeah, this is against bots and whatever. And fighting against actual people was different. But this is all I had access to at the time. But I feel like if 343 is going to go with this, they need to have a downside to using the assault rifle. They need to have a downside so you switch to a different weapon. Because the assault rifle is good, but at the same time it's too good for a starting weapon. There is no reason for people to go out and switch to a different weapon. That is the whole point of Halo 1 and Halo 3's assault rifle. Sure, they're utilities in very close engagements, but that's because when you're moving into the map for the first time, you need to have that close engagement, you know, with the assault rifle in order to make it have a utility in the first place. If you give it a utility outside of that, like you're giving it a utility where it can be useful at mid-range, it just kind of feels like you're killing the other weapons. It's like, well, why would I ever pick up another weapon? The assault rifle does everything at, you know, like, close and mid-range. Because what I do is I immediately replace it, because I don't want to be using this thing forever. Because I could be doing that, and I've done that for multiple of these matches that I've recorded. I only used assault rifle, and it's ridiculous how overpowered it is, even today. And I'll just state again, this is Flight 1. Flight 2 is exactly the same. There's just a few tweaks. Maybe the performance is a little bit better. But some of the performance issues I even have are still here in Flight 2. So even though they say that this is a... Because you know what they said. Everybody knows what they said. When the first build came out, they said this is an older build of the engine, but we've, you know, done blah 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 to make sure blah blah blah. And that's great and all, but it doesn't feel like an older build. What you're showing us is probably been built in like the last couple of months, or maybe like half of a year. And this is what you guys have done in half of a year. If so, great. You know, I'm sure there was a baseline that you used, like Halo 5, to go off of, but at the same time, I don't know, it just feels very unfinished. Like, even today, on Flight 2, it feels like I'm playing an alpha still. Even though, you know, I know they haven't called it a beta. They call it a technical preview to, you know, not confuse people. But I feel like I'm still playing an alpha. Like, I feel like there's something missing in the game. There's not enough things to
Active camo inbound.
in the sandbox to play with. It feels like I'm limited to the battle rifle, the assault rifle, the shitty sidekick,
Camo available.
and maybe like the needler and the bulldog, and that's it. Like if I were to play Halo 3 like in MCC right now, I could probably pick up multiple different fucking weapons and have a different use for them. Like if I pick up the brute shot on high ground, I'm probably gonna camp around corners and, you know, catch people unsuspecting. And I'm gonna stick to interiors because that's what the brute shot was made for. It was made to bounce off of surfaces so that you can use it to get that splash damage of the grenades. If I'm...
Oh, you nailed that shot.
I don't know. I can't remember the name of the map, but it's the flood map in Halo 3. If I pick up the plasma pistol or, you know, like the brute shot again, I'm gonna stick to the underside of the map and wait for rockets to respawn and use, you know, like as much as I can to the... Because if people are using the ghost, I want the plasma pistol to disable it and then use the brute shot to destroy it. You know, like that's my thought process in using the weapon pool. I'm not gonna want to use any of these weapons for a utility. Like, I think the only one I really used for a utility was the shock rifle, and it's the newest weapon. And the main reason why I use it is because it's like the Promethean sniper, but you get one lucky headshot off of somebody, and you use the entire beam on them, they're dead. That's great. I love that. You know, it's more skill-based than completely changing the Promethean rifle. Look, I can't even think of what I want to say. There's too much to say. It's honestly way too much to like think about and say, because I wanted to like this game for so long. I don't know what to say about it. Like maybe you know what I'll do is I won't show any of this, but I'll go back into the flight and just do weapon tests. And I'll show you what I mean, you know, like through that. Instead of trying to like think about it on my own, I'll just show you what I mean. And I'll change the title. Christ, that fucking music hits me. Not like nostalgically, but it's just so fucking loud. We'll be doing Academy in training mode. And I will see if the new map's available, and it's not. We'll just do Behemoth, I guess. Because it's the newest map and I'm tired of looking at the other maps. Okay, so assault rifle. Let me just get this out of the way. I will also do... Oh, sorry for the flashing there. I don't know why that happens. That's really dumb. Okay, so I'm gonna just use my assault rifle for now and show you what I mean. Like, that's more of a close range engagement. I want to find somebody with a mid-range. And the spawns in this map are kind of bad too. I cannot find anyone when I need them. Like, look at that. Headshot damage, too. That's ridiculous. The fact that I can almost kill someone with a full magazine at mid-range is kind of dumb. It's kind of fucking stupid. It's kind of fucking... that word, you know? It's just... Like, why would you make it like that? There's... The reason why you would do this from like a gameplay standpoint is because you don't have want people to complain about there being no BR Slayers, so you want people to use the AR, which is the replacement for the battle rifle starts, because it has such a huge fucking range. But then you still have people who want BR Slayer, like me, you know, as like a thing, and I don't think they're gonna do that. Oh, fuck me. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna have essentially what we already have right now. It's just gonna be bot, regular Slayer, BTB, and then like something else, like maybe game mode specific stuff, and that's it. That's gonna be the multiplayer roster. Because that's how it was for Halo 3 on MCC. Like, I could almost take out two people's shields with one magazine, if I was careful with my shots enough.
Killing spree.
Power weapons have arrived.
Like, they need to kick back the ammo count back to 32. 6 more bullets is not going to make a difference if your fucking rifle does mid-range damage as much as this one does. I don't know. That's just my honest opinion of it. I cannot like this game as much as like other people have. I cannot force myself to like lie to 343 and say this is going to be no problems whatsoever. Not being able to lob a grenade off of this.
Inbound.
For fuck's sake. Like this. And it doesn't affect the sniper at all. Essentially, the way they're trying to do this is try to say, like the Halo 1 thing, where you can only use plasma grenades to launch a weapon. Which it's dumb. If they're going for the Halo 1 reference, you need to be able to use frags to be able to do it too. I don't know. It's just like, it feels like they don't even understand what like Halo is still. There's just small things like this where they make a reference to Halo 1, and they do things like combat evolve, and you can throw your weapons across the map with plasma grenades, but not frag grenades. Like, frag grenades in Halo have been the grenade jumping thing. Like, fuck's sake. I can't even time this one because in all the other Halo games it's hitting, think, and then there's like another second before the fuse goes off. And you can't even, that wasn't even a jump. Like that was just me jumping over a grenade and the grenade sending flak into my fucking skull, you know, like. There's no momentum when you receive damage from a grenade. Like, that's it. That movement right there was just entirely the grenade. They've nerfed that completely. It just feels like there's no more fun left to be had in the sandbox. They're wanting to limit how much fun you can have so that you use the repulsor or you use the other things instead of using the sandbox like the rest of the Halo fan base has been doing for years. You know, like using grenades to get into higher places. Nope, you need the repulsor. Here, watch.
Power weapons available.
So, like, I can't grenade jump. Oh. For fuck's sake, dude. Just launch the grenade normally. Nope. Can't do it, but repulsor? Oh yeah, absolutely. Fucking dumb. Like, if I'm honest, this is just... I like the idea of the repulsor. I don't like the fact that it replaces grenade jumping. Something that you can use to do that is really cool, but we already have the grapple shot. Why do we need the repulsor to do this? I don't know. Oh, what do you mean I clambered up that? Oh, I guess if you're falling too much on a ledge, it tries to clamber you up the side of something. That's buggy as fuck. Okay. And the repulsor doesn't even fucking, the repulsor doesn't even affect weapons that are on a platform. Does it affect weapons that have been dropped? Yes, it does. So why doesn't it affect weapons when they're on the weapon pad? I feel like that would be a great thing to do, not only like for the flag, but for, you know, in-place weapons. So like, say someone's like, I'm gonna go throw a sniper or whatever, right? And they have repulsor and they're coming over here and they're like, fuck out of here. And so they come over here and they see their teammate and they line it up and they repulse it, you know? And in theory it would look like this. Well, if it was floating, you know? Like, it would be like that. And they would throw it and then their teammate would pick it up. That would be cool as fuck. Like, imagine the strategies, right? Imagine the competitive strategies if you could move in-place weapons like that. Like, I can understand it for, you know, like maybe balancing reasons you don't want weapons flying around, or maybe because they eventually think to move this to mobile, or to, you know, like a Switch or some other, like, low-powered system. They want to move this to be, to where there's not too many physics, you know, because Havoc physics in the past in Halo have been hilarious. And the physics in this game are a little bit toned down to the point where it's kind of pointless to even do anything with physics in this game, because it's all scripted to give you a certain boost of some kind. It's not even like natural physics movement or anything. That's the main difference between this and like other Halos. Like, if I could jump into Halo 3 right now without killing my frame rate in this game, and also with Steam allowing me to launch 2 games at once, I would. But, like, that's cool, I guess. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel like I'm launching the mongoose. It just feels like I'm pushing it. Like in a single direction, where it just kind of, you know, goes like that, instead of flipping around when it's in midair. Feels kind of weak.
Suggestion. Apply pedal to metal.
Fuck. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm so, like... I'm not happy with the way that this has been turning out. What do I even say at this point? What are you fucking doing, dude? Oh yeah, see, this is Havoc. This is their implementation of Havoc. A twerking warthog. So if you're on a sloped surface, you don't know how to rest because you're on a slope. So you have to reach a flat space in order to... Can you splatter with this thing? I want to. Come here.
Hostiles repel.
I really just want to launch this at his fucking face and splatter him. Yeah, kind of.
License point.
Oh,
docked.
it
You
is
have 1 point
considered a
left on your
splatter. That's great. That's yeah. That'll be great when the game's fully out. You'll see people using the mongoose. Like, it'd be funny if you could like get on the second seat and then repulse whatever like in your direction to like imagine if you could use the repulsor while on the back seat, right? And that could be like a custom game mode where you're trying to like, you know, it's like that one game mode where the sniper's in the middle, you know, like in the sandbox map, and then everybody's like on teams and you're using the mongoose to not get sniped by the guy, and there's this giant fucking like obstacle course. Imagine if you could use the repulsor on like the back of the mongoose to like repel a rocket that's coming into you, or to just push the mongoose in like a different direction. Like say if I was looking this direction and I used it like that, and it would push our mongoose like that, you know? Like that would be fucking cool. Unfortunately, the game doesn't work like that.
Aggressors frustrated.
Come here, asshole. Yes.
Vehicular tragedy. Confirmed.
Like, this is the sort of stuff we need. I don't know. Let's see. Camo.
Engage.
It's nice that... well, actually, it's not nice. If I'm moving at full speed, how is this enemy not seeing me, right? Like, I should be visible and he should be viewing me like this, you know, because I'm sprinting. But this is the same thing they did with the radar. They changed it again. They changed how these things work. If I'm running like this,
available.
like this is how I'm running, right? And yet the active camo doesn't go down at all. What are they thinking? Like, what? Like, I'm sorry. I'm used to the way that active camo works. So, people with active camo now, the way that this has changed, right? Instead of having to crouch like this, you know, and slow your movement down so that you're not revealed with active camo, is no longer a thing anymore. You just activate it, and then you just move like normal. You can jump, you can do all this sort of stuff. You can grab another, like, equipment and everything. It's not like grabbing another equipment should disable the fact that you have active camo in the first place.
Power weapons on the way.
Oh, I see. It's based on speed. Oh, okay. So it's not based on sprint. It is based on speed.
Power weapons available.
So if you go too fast, like, while you're using active camo, your active camo goes away. But the speed at which that's set is not, it's it's not fast enough for the player to normally reach that speed. It's only when sprinting. There's no like 3-step program like the Halo 3 active camo. Because I know that's what they're using as a base here. They're using Halo 2 and 3 to make Infinite. And so they did the thing where if you have active camo active,
Engaged.
you know, you're supposed to be reaching a certain speed in order to see right there when I landed, I reached the velocity, which the active camo went away for a second. So, because the player can't normally reach this, the game essentially is overbalanced to the point where, or like unbalanced, because people are gonna abuse this. Like, I don't think 343 understands that people will abuse whatever you give them. It's a satisfying noise. I like this system where you can drive a broken Warthog. I always thought like, well, in Halo 3 on the campaign, there's like broken Warthogs that still have like one wheel left, or like they have one wheel missing. Like I could still drive that. And look, you can, absolutely. Even though this is not the Mizraira Armory version of this, this is a different manufacturer who made this. It's still drivable. In fact, it's more stable and drivable with only 3 wheels. The 4th wheel that's missing is actually giving me more traction and not throwing me around the fucking map. I also like that it gives off a different footprint, I guess you would call it. A different trail in the sand than the other wheels. It has like a sort of thin trail. And the decals they made for the Spartan feet and all the like for the wheels and stuff. I feel like they're a little bit... Oh, and they don't apply to bots. Okay. They only apply to you. So you're not going to be able to see people walking around. Okay, well, it applies to some people. Interesting. Very interesting that there's no, like, sandy footprints after you come out of... Well, there kind of is. Doesn't make a lot of sense, I guess, but... Mainly just because of the color. Like, I know I was just like, there should be sandy footprints, and then I see footprints, and I'm like, no, it doesn't make sense. But it kind of doesn't, because this isn't... Well, okay, maybe now it does. In the shadows, it doesn't make sense. It should be brighter color than that, but... Or it should be non-existent when you're looking at it in the shadows. But... I don't know. There's so many things to criticize about this. I could probably do the same thing with Halo 3, but with Halo 3, I mean, the game that they're using to go off of this, I feel like it just looks and feels better overall than what this is trying to emulate. I'm not a Halo 3 Andy. I don't like Halo 3 as much as, you know, other people do, but I feel like Halo 3 did something right in the way that it approached it when it released. Not whatever Halo 3 is now that, you know, 343 tries to say that is original Halo 3 when it's not. Anyways, I should continue on with this stuff instead of trying to do existential shit. I'm just gonna go over my main gripes of this, because I can't make a Halo Infinite video with the footage that I have that's all like proper and analyzed and cross-referencing all this different stuff from different Halo games and using a bunch of researched information. I can't do that. It's too much work. They don't put enough work into making the technical test anyways. So yeah, I already went over the assault rifle. This will just be like a short overview of the assault rifle. Assault rifle, red reticule range is too high. You need to make it to where I'm here and the red reticule comes up. You know, like this is close range. That much damage is too much. That's too much damage. Headshot damage is not good.
Weapons incoming.
Like headshot damage is good, I guess.
Have arrived.
Like I don't know. It's a battle. It's literally a battle with this game. I cannot say something positive without.
Aerial velocity at maximum. Active camo acquired.
I don't know. It's hard to say anything positive about this game. The assault rifle is just a major offender. It's hard to not just go on and on and on about it, but the assault rifle is just way too powerful at this kind of a range. Yes, they've added more recoil, but if you do the thing that the Halo Marine in Halo 1 says, it's like, oh, if you burst your shots, you'll be able to hit more. It's like, yeah, well, that is absolutely true in Halo Infinite. Because even though this does not have 60 bullets, and that assault rifle in Halo 1 was literally the SMG or a bullet hose. Like that was literally a bullet hose in Halo 1. So like I don't know, bursting that in Halo 1 made sense because when you're firing at this range, you're not going to hit anything. Like if you're aiming in dead center. Like that's good. What that AI is doing is actually really good. Where it's like jumping side to side in midair and like trying to crouch and do all this other shit. That's how it should be when you're streaming. The fact that they taught the AI that, or that the AI is doing that because it's being shot, is really good. I want to be shooting him outside of red reticule. Okay, so as long as the assault rifle's red reticule range is killed, I think it'll be fine. Because outside of the red reticule range, you're not having the bullets magnetized to their body, right? And so essentially what you're getting is a nerfed assault rifle, even though you don't really have to do anything. You can leave the headshot damage in there. I would take it out, but you know, if you're shooting from outside of red reticule range, I still hate,
Inbound.
like, it still takes about a mag to take out their shields and then to get that headshot in there. But if you took out the headshot damage, that would force you to switch to the sidekick, or you know, or to waste the rest of the ammo that you have in the second mag. But yeah, like the red reticule is the only thing that needs to be killed for this, because and maybe, like, I don't know, get rid of this for the assault rifle. Whatever this is, the 1.4 fucking times scope that you have for it. Get rid of that. That's not good for a starting weapon to have that much range on it. To be able to get red reticule on somebody that far away, even unscoped, that's ridiculous. But scoped at this distance, I still have 4 bullets left over from that.
Dynamo grenades obtained.
Yard sale.
I don't even know what that means, Jeff Steitzer.
A commendation is in order.
Is this... I can't... Wait. No, I can't throw grenades out of the side of the vehicle anymore? Really? Wow. Imagine nerfing that. Imagine nerfing it to where you cannot throw grenades outside of the vehicle. What? You can do everything else in every other Halo game when you're in the side seat. What prevents you from throwing grenades in the side seat? What absolute maniac, what absolute buffoon thought that was a good idea? And they also reduced the time it takes for double kills. They made it the firefight timer, where you have to get a double kill within like 2 seconds, or else you don't get it. Instead of the 4 or 5 seconds it usually takes. Because it usually takes the amount of time the original kill comes up. You have to have killed by, or, you know, like, you killed so-and-so, and then you have to get another kill before that you killed thing goes down, otherwise you won't get the double kill. And that's how it's been in every other Halo. And then it switches over to, as long as the medal is still on screen from the last kill, you should be able to get the next one.
On the way.
Relatively, that's how it works. Anyways, I will now stop talking about the shitty assault rifle. I'll move on to the sidekicks so we can fucking move on with our day.
Killing.
I don't like it. It's not a replacement for the pistol. It's not a replacement for the pistol. It is not a replacement for the pistol. It is not a replacement for the pistol. It is not a replacement for the pistol. I have to say that multiple times so that if someone for 343 is understanding what I'm saying, they understand that this is not a replacement for the pistol. This is a shitty M9.
Active camo.
Because at least the M9 has like fucking 20 bullets in it. You can at least have the M9, you know, accumulate 20 fucking bullets.
Active camo available.
And the reload isn't so fucking stupid. 12 bullets in a fucking pistol. Like, okay, this is not a pistol. This is a... Okay, maybe this is a pistol. This is a pistol. I'm talking about the Magnum. This is not a replacement for the Magnum. And, you know, just say that multiple times. This pistol is not a replacement for the Magnum. Why? Because of the pistol... It takes that long to kill somebody while you're aiming for their head. And I'm talking like real world, like...
Running wild.
Like, trying to aim with this thing is such a pain in the ass.
Rampage.
Because they could be jumping up and getting, like, a random piece of grip, and then, like, I don't know, it's just... This is so weird. It's so fucking weird, dude. Like, I don't know what to say about this. This is just not a replacement for the Magnum. The Magnum has a huge reticule on it, and you should be able to hit something within it. Like that, you know, but like at a range. And I'm talking like the pistol is... Get this shit off of it, of course. You know, the fucking smart scope bullshit. But, or, you know, like, the only reason why they have this in is because, you know, it's the explanation as to why Spartans could zoom in without actually moving the weapon to their face. You know, it is... That's the excuse that they have this in for Infinite and 5 and whatever else. I just get rid of this. This doesn't need to be here. You don't need to extend a red reticule range more than it already exists on these other weapons. There's no reason for that. I'm sorry. People who like it, go fuck yourself. It is just not good for Halo. ADS is not good. Even if you try to hide it behind this, oh, but it's smart scope. It's not really ADS. You don't understand. ADS is increasing your range at which you can hit things because you're aiming, quote unquote, with you know, better accuracy, which is what smart scope does. So this is absolutely just it ruins so many different weapons. For the battle rifle, it makes sense because it is a ranged weapon with a scope on it. This doesn't have a scope. Neither does this. This has iron sights, which, if we're talking seriously, if you're going to give the pistol a scope, because other pistols in the past, like Halo 1, Halo ODST, and Halo 4 and Reach, because they have to add it because of ODST. Other pistols in the past have had scopes, but the way that they've done it is that they've somehow balanced it out to where it doesn't like, of course it's going to extend reticule range, but they give it a lot of bloom, right? And at this distance, there is a lot of bloom when you're not in red reticule range, right? And trying to hit somebody outside of that is pretty fucking impossible.
Nightmare.
But the minute that you get into that red reticule range and you're scoped in, the bullets magnetize to their heads, right? But that bloom doesn't actually appear. So when you're hitting somebody at that range, scoped in, I can just be very generous with my shots. Like, I didn't even aim for his head, I was just aiming at center mass. And, you know, maybe he moved his head into the range, whatever else, but when you're in that red reticule range, shots you didn't actually intend to hit are actually hitting. So that bloom needs to be higher, especially if you're spamming it like that. Now, having it go back really quickly, because, like, you can see what it's doing here when I shoot it. We'll do it against here. Do it against the flat surface. So it stays relatively within that, you know, like, little circle. But that circle is not big enough. In my opinion, the circle needs to be big if you're spamming it like that, instead of taking your time and shooting with it, because even when you're doing that in this, it feels like the game is punishing you from not spamming it. It feels like the pistol needs more power to kill without getting a headshot. I will aim specifically at the body to show you what I mean. See, that was a headshot even though I didn't intend it because it was red reticule range. I'm just gonna go for body shots and show you what I mean by the killing power of this thing. Again, I didn't even intend for that. So the pistol, or the sidekick pistol, it needs, okay, if they're gonna keep it like this, then you need to bring the Magnum in, and you need to have that as like a classic start, you know? You cannot have this as classic start with this shitty replacement. This M9 ripoff thing that you're doing. It is not good enough for Halo, and it's not good enough for me. This... I mean, if I scope in with a Magnum in Halo 1, 3 shots to the head, they're dead. I think that's how it was. Or at least it was 4. And if you got a couple of body shots, then it was at least 5 to 6, right? And this is like, even if I hit all of my shots in the head, like, I don't even know.
Power items have spawned.
It's kind of like 4 to 5 to maybe 6 shots to kill, because you at least need 2 to 3 to take shields down, and then if you keep missing, it might be 4. Wow, 7? Holy fuck! Is that just because of the range? Fuck. You fucking son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna just... I need to know. I really need to know, because... Wherever the fucking sidekick is. There we go. Is this... Let me just double check this. The 3... I'm just messaging somebody. Okay.
Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Seconds remaining.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And like, even in Red Reticule range, I don't feel like I was hitting
Skill.
that last headshot that I needed. But yeah, that's just an example. So 7 shots. What the fuck? What pistol did that? Like in previous Halos? Was it Halo 3 that did that? I can't even test that because I don't have split screen in the fucking game. I can't imagine. Oh my god. Imagine making this to where you cannot test shit like this because your MCC team does not have enough resources to have split screen in the game. Like that, the game was made, so Halo was made off of split screen and couch co-op, right? they've said split screen multiplayer will be in the game at launch, but co-op is being delayed because of that. I don't know. I feel like they're making excuses. Stuff that shouldn't be compromised like this, you know? Uh I don't know. It's something that is just so quintessentially Halo as co-op is not being included in this. It's and then not having like I don't know, like MCC is this exact same way and it's fucking infuriating. No split screen multiplayer in MCC, nothing with let me actually set this to Spartan. Oh, wow, they spawned over there, okay. The fact that you cannot test shit like this in MCC is kind of infuriating. I feel like they could take this system that they made for this and put it in MCC, because these bots are so good in other difficulties like ODST and Spartan that it's kind of fucking ridiculous that they aren't players. Like, that took a lot of bullets to fucking... Like, you almost have to do the dance with them, which is what Halo 3 was kind of with the battle rifle. You had to kind of like dance with them with the strafing. What else? Yeah, so this takes 7 shots to kill. I think it should be lower than that. It should be 4 to 5 if you are good on the headshots only. Body shot wise, it should kill in 7 or 8. Just to give it more power. Or maybe this should stay the way that it is. And just give everybody the ability to use the fucking regular Magnum at this point. Because that's what people want. That when they see Halo, they don't want to see rip-offs of other weapons from other video games, like the Dow 12 for the shotgun. Who wants that? Like, people want the pump action, top-loaded, you know, green fucking night sight bullshit on the shotgun. And they want the Magnum with with or without a scope that kills in relatively 4 to 5 shots, you know? They don't want this replacement for it that is just weird and awful. Like, people were hoping when they showed the campaign that this was just a secondary weapon and that the Magnum will be in the game, but now people don't even know that because they won't show the fucking campaign to anybody. They're not even showing it to anybody. They're just like, oh yeah, you know what? We're just gonna keep it to ourselves and not reveal anything about like the entire weapon pool or all of the vehicles that we'll have in the game. Because that should be priority number 1. Show your players your sandbox. Show them everything that they'll be able to do in the sandbox with all this shit. Sure, you're giving it to the community to kind of play with it a little bit with the flights and stuff, but it doesn't feel like what I'm playing is necessarily good, you know? Like, I feel like the sandbox is still pretty small. They have advertisements for Big Team Battle, you know, like, oh, come play Big Team Battle, guys, and it shows like a Scorpion tank and shit with the fucking, the Falcon thing, I don't know, I think it's the Hydra or something. It's the flyable UNSC Banshee. And none of that is in the game. The only thing they have in there is mongooses and warthogs, because that's what's on this map, Behemoth. So I feel like even though they're testing the waters or they're doing all this other shit with it, they need to add more to the sandbox to make it feel like we're actually a part of the sandbox in some way. You know, like we exist. There's ways to fuck around. There's, you know, we don't have to have, like, I don't know. It just feels like the sandbox that we're in is very static. It doesn't feel like we're actually doing anything to affect anything on the map. Like, there's not any, like, props either. Like, I don't, like, there is on some maps, like, but, like, on this map, there's nothing. Like, even on some of the Forerunner maps on Halo 3, there were, fusion cores, or there were other, like, UNSC items that were just kind of, like, laying around the map to show that it's been scouted before. You know, to give the map some sort of, you know, lore for the people who are looking for it, you know? Or there were water barrels, or there were camping stools, or there were, you know, a bunch of different shit that you can go into Halo 3 right now and look at, and you can see the history, you can see the thing where, you know, like, you can tell a story with the map. You know, when you kick that camping stool across the map, you feel like, oh shit, that was somebody's stool, I just fucked up, you know, or maybe you can use it for a jump to get on top of a map that you weren't supposed to get to, but they won't even let you do that in this, because when you use something like the grapple hook, or the grapple shot as they call it, it's fucking grapple hook. You get up here and it says, like, oh, sorry, you can't be up here. And there's nothing to customize that thing that they were talking about. And it's like, you know, access the pause menu to change the training options, but no.
Active camo available.
Like, there's no reason to come out here, because this is exactly like Halo 3 with its map design, where you can grapple onto this stuff.
Warrior.
Like, that's cool as fuck. But it's just, why can't I explore this? You know, even if there's nothing to explore, I want to go down there and, you know, ride along that, whatever the fuck that is. Or, you know, like, I want another Forge world to just fuck around with. Or if we don't have that, at least give me, like, the campaign, let me explore in that, you know? Like, instead of railroading me, because I feel like that's what this Halo campaign is going to be like, is it's going to be very railroaded. I could be very wrong on that, but the way Halo 5 was handled was very, like, linear, like Call of Duty-esque. So, I don't have much faith in the campaign. I'm just going, like, I can't even stick to a coherent thought at this point, because it's just so much to go over. Let me just get back on point here. People want classic things for a reason, because it reminds them of Halo. People want the battle rifle. Okay, battle rifle's in. It's got the Halo 2 look, it's got everything in it. I'll even switch to it right now. It's exactly the Halo 2 look, with the Halo 3 scope. It's the same design as Halo 2. It's short-barreled, well, is it short-barreled? Yeah, it is short-barreled. Long barrel, it would be, so it would say too, yeah, BR75, and then if it was heavy barrel or long barrel, it would be LB or HB. Because that's how Halo 3's, it was the BR55 LB or HB, yeah, it was HB. So this is exactly the battle rifle that everybody wants. People say they don't like the sound, but it's literally the battle rifle sound, but with, like, with none of that kick, you know? Like, there's no kick to the sound. You can hear the
S7 sniper inbound.
like you can hear the slide. It makes like the clang sound after it shoots like a
S7
burst.
sniper available.
Clang, 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 clang. Or maybe that's not the slide, I don't know what it is, but it's just something in the mechanics that's making that ping sound. That's a good sound to have, but at the same time I want boom, 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 you know, like Halo 2 or Halo 3 where it's just like the fast sort of, and it has that like punch to it, you know, like where you're hearing it and you're hearing that classic battle rifle sound that's in Halo 2 and 3, where you're hearing it and you're like, yes, this is Halo, like this is the Halo battle rifle. I know what game I'm in. But you shoot this and you're like, am I using the FAMAS? Am I using an M16? Like, what gun am I using? What game universe am I in right now? That's what it feels like. Like, unfortunately, even though this is exactly the Halo 2 battle rifle, it doesn't sound or feel like the Halo 2 battle rifle. Some people in the last flight even considered this gun to be underpowered because of the way that it sounded. And it was just based on sound. It wasn't based on any sort of, like, statistics. This thing still kills in 4 shots, by the way. God, that was all over the place because these guys are fucking Spartans. Yeah, 4 shots. I was correct. Fuck you. Like this battle rifle is exactly how Halo 3 and Halo 2 is handled. Like as long as you were accurate enough. 4 shots. That's all it took. This is literally the perfect version of the battle rifle. The only problem is the sound. That's literally the only problem I have with it. It is perfect. Like, there is nothing wrong with it, other than maybe the scope having, like, none of that shine that Halo 3 had, where, like, you would look into it and you could see the cube map a little bit clearer, and it had, like, a specific blue color to it. I don't know. I always viewed the scope of Halo 3's battle rifle with blue, like a blue tint to it, but yeah, this is fine. It doesn't need to be more or less than this. This is a perfect version of the battle rifle. I don't have any problems with it. Yeah, even the reload is fine. Even if it is a little bit snappy. It's fine. There's no reason to change it. When they get the classic weapons right, they do them actually perfect. But besides the assault rifle, but that's about it. Commando. I'm just moving on to the next fucking weapon I have. Commando. I don't know about this gun. I honestly, I don't know about this gun. A little bit overpowered.
Frenzy.
The thing is like when you actually get your shots off and you can hit them, unlike me, Like, maybe I should do this on controller just to even talk about that, too.
Running riot.
When you get all of the shots off you need to kill with this weapon, it's ridiculously overpowered. Like, it kills way faster than the battle rifle. That's how many shots you need. I think it's like 4 or 5 if you get...
Rampage.
This needs a higher sensitivity. You see how strong that is, though? Like, the way you can just tell when it goes over the enemy. That's so fucking strong. Like, what the fuck?
Perfect.
Hostile. Perforated. Power weapons
Perfect.
See, there's no double kill there. I don't know why that doesn't activate.
Power weapons on the way.
Nightmare.
I'm using keyboard again because I think...
Boogeyman. Double kill.
It's the only time double kill is activated. But yeah, it's just... a commando's overpowered. With the controller connected, the mouse it becomes like way overpowered. I don't know if that's actually true or if I'm just placeboing it, but I feel like I hit my shots more. Like with my controller connected, I hit my shots more. Okay, maybe that's a lie. Yeah, it's too much. This thing is, it doesn't need to exist, but because it does, it's a cool addition to the sandbox. This commando and the battle rifle should never be mixed together. It's too overpowered to have for one person. So this either needs to be battle rifle, or it needs to be commando. It can't be both. Maybe on Big Team Battle you can have both of them, but I feel like this is still a little bit too much.
Deploying praise. Hey, nice shooting.
I wonder if I could do this thing where I set the look acceleration down all the way. This is just an experiment, so I'm barely moving it, but I have enough to like where I'm holding the controller, right? And I'm moving with the controller right now, but I'm using the mouse to aim.
Active camo. Inbound. Active camo available.
No, that's too ridiculous.
Perfect. Demon.
What else do I want to say about the commando? It's great when the good thing about the weapon is that when you're firing it, the bloom is so much that you're not hitting anything anymore. Okay, maybe that's a lie. Maybe it's just the way that the weapon recoils that you need to really be harsh with it. But if you're too harsh with it, then you go too far down. So I guess it's kind of like a skill, quote unquote. Yeah, so if you're just pulling down a little bit with it, and you're not really like harsh with the recoil.
Deploying praise. Hey, nice.
Yeah, another thing I feel like it needs to have, this gun has no horizontal recoil. It is entirely vertical. So what you can do with it, right, is you can start shooting someone in the crotch and then just allow it to just kind of recoil up, and then you have the chance of a bullet actually hitting the head and killing them. Like that. Like that.
Floating.
So I feel like that is needs work, sort of thing. Having a gun that controls itself to get a headshot is a little bit dumb, in my opinion. But I feel like, because even the battle rifle has a little bit of horizontal kick to it. Like, not much, but you're having to aim horizontally anyways with it. Especially with controller, this gun becomes way overpowered. Because the auto aim automatically adjusts for horizontal anyways. It doesn't adjust, maybe it does adjust vertically a little bit, but the horizontal movement with controller is way overkill. That's why people who are playing on PC right now are saying that players with controller are dominating them, which it should be the opposite. And it's only because of the settings, because in the past, people who have played Titanfall 1 or have heard news of Titanfall 1 back when it came out, is they did a tournament between PC players and controller players. And PC won outright because of the way that Respawn handles aim assist. Those PC players had no aim assist. Console players, or the controller players, didn't have aim assist either. And guess what? PC won. But the minute that PC doesn't have auto aim like this, where it guides you and it moves, because there is, what is it called? On here, there is mouse magnetism. It doesn't work like you think it would. At least how I use it. Like, what? Like, that is not how... It makes me miss shots if they're moving. That's the problem with the mouse magnetism. It doesn't work properly.
a warrior.
It seems like sliding and grapple shotting at the same time is not a good idea.
Power item engaged. Power items on the field. Enemy defibrillated.
Perfect.
This gun is just so great. Like, my review of the shock rifle, right? Perfect. I don't have... If you're perfect... If you're perfect with it, it's just... It's amazing. Headshots only with this thing is just amazing. I cannot believe how satisfying that is. Like, it is more satisfying than the Promethean one that came out in Halo 4.
Double kill. Perfect. Triple kill.
Like, the range it has is just insane. Like, I have nothing bad to say about this gun either. Like, when they do some of these weapons, they do it right, dude. Like, this gun takes so much skill, because if you're all over the place with it, and you're not really hitting it, or you're only hitting some of it, you're not going to kill with it. It has utility, too. You shoot a vehicle with it, 2 shots or 3 shots, it'll be disabled like that. You know, like what the plasma pistol used to do. I guess because they got rid of it. I don't know why they changed it, but... It doesn't do anything. I don't know why they changed it. I don't mind it, but I feel like that was the one utility the plasma pistol had, and now 2 other things can do it, so maybe that's why they changed it. Maybe that's to balance this vehicle sandbox a little bit, so that you can still disable vehicles and those things are still available, but they're harder to come by, so vehicles have more of an advantage now. Fuck. Yeah, shock rifle I have no problems with. I love it. I guess I'll go into the plasma pistol. Okay, so the first run of this, right? Plasma pistol was completely useless. This one, it's still kind of useless. It doesn't really track. It kind of does, and then it kind of doesn't want to track if you're... Okay, maybe I'm being proved wrong. They fixed it. It's hard to kill that one guy, but I mean, when you hit somebody with an unsuspecting like, plasma pistol bolt, and then you... I mean, you would switch to another weapon already, but I mean, this feels as good as the, like, Halo 2... well, actually... The plasma pistol in this game feels so much better than all the previous iterations of it, because not only does it track, and it tracks really well, like, that's really good. It has the effect of the Halo 1 plasma pistol, where, you know, you're shooting at somebody, and it has, like, the trail that comes after it. You know, and I've always loved that, and I wish it would always come back. To where you had that long trail that came after you shot a charge shot. Like, that's just, it's just great. The sound of it too is really good, even though I miss the old sound. I wonder why it says perfect there with the plasma pistol and the rifle. That's interesting. But yeah, I have no complaints about the plasma pistol here. It maybe needs a little bit more, like maybe it should do headshot damage, or just a little bit of headshot damage.
Enemy blasted.
Because it feels like they only
Loading
kill
protocol.
when you're like really up close with them, which I guess is a good thing because it's more of a pistol.
Running rock. Rampage.
Power item removed.
I don't know, it's just, like even right now it's just really satisfying to use.
Power
Like
item
I have
spawned.
nothing to say about it. It's great. Thank you 343 for making the best iteration of the plasma pistol. What else? Bulldog, I'll do that one. So, this is the one I was talking about earlier, which is the shitty replacement for the actual shotgun. Like, what? Like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong with it when I'm shooting people up close with this thing. Why does it take 3 shots to kill somebody with a shotgun? It's exactly what the Dow 12 does in Battlefield 4. Okay, maybe if you're lucky and you get all of the pellets on them, it's a 2-shot kill. That's not cool. I mean,
Boogeyman.
I don't know, it just feels off. I don't know. I mean, the sound of it is cool. It has the perfect amount of ammo in it. You don't really need more than that. I mean, the Halo 2 one had way too much ammo in it. Halo 3 had a little too less ammo in it. I guess the argument for this gun is you can do that with it. Or, you know, you can maybe... Why give it red reticule range if it's not going to kill at that range?
Hostile riddled with buckshot. Active camo available.
Reaper.
Like, there's no shoddy spree or something like that, you know, like shotgun spree or like buck wild or something like that. It's
Confirmed.
Double kill.
I don't know. 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 Don't like it. It's weird. I don't like it. It doesn't fulfill the role of a shotgun. It feels like they've taken the shotgun and neutered it. This is the classic complaint everybody has with this weapon, is that this is the gravity hammer, and yet it does not
Power
affect
weapons
gravity.
incoming. Power weapons have arrived. Surprise.
Like, there's no gravity being affected here. What is gravity about the gravity hammer, right? Oh, that it kills in one hit. No. This thing has such a long windup too. Like, I'm not affected in any way when I'm like look at this. It only affects weapon or vehicles. It doesn't affect players the same way. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Active camo available. Survival odds substantially increased.
Dude, can I even use the hammer when I'm in the side seat? Wow, okay. So that's a huge change, actually. The only problem is that this doesn't affect your car when you're using it. I don't like this. Whatever this is. It's literally just the same animation. It's the same animation as you regularly using it. So using this in a scenario where you wouldn't want to melee with it, like use it like this, why would you never not just use the primary fire? Why would you melee with this? Because in other games, meleeing with this was a quicker option of hitting somebody and using the blade on the back, you know? Like the blade that's on the back of the weapon that everybody, like, saw that... Because this isn't even sharp. What is this? This is a blunt side of a weapon? Like, this is the blunt side, but then so is this. This is also blunt. Like, I don't see what makes this sharp in any way. This end is sharp. Maybe. But it's so, like, I don't know, it's just...
Gravity hammer acquired. Enemy bones cry out in
This
terror.
feels like Bethesda
Our
taking
weapons
Fallout and
incoming.
saying, hey, look, guys, we put all the things that make Fallout in the game. And they did it for
Our
Halo.
weapons on the field.
Can you even place this in the ground anymore? Like, let it fall into the ground? Like... No. Remember in Halo 3 when you would place the gravity hammer down and it would sink into the ground and stay there like it had no collision, but it was intentionally placed there because, or you know, made like that so that you could have the gravity hammers in the sand or in the ground to make it look like it was into the ground. I don't know. I'm complaining about nothing at this point. Heatwave.
Cut down in a hail of hard light.
So they say this is a hard light weapon, right? Is this UNSC or is this... It doesn't look UNSC. UNSC looks like this. Whereas this looks nothing. So this is either a Forerunner weapon or this is a banished weapon. I'm gonna guess Forerunner because she said hard light, and the only other race that has used hard light is either the pre-Covenant, the pre Jewel Imdama Covenant. So Prophet of Truth Covenant used hard light in some of their shields with the Jackal shields, but those were just regular shields. They weren't really made out of hard light. So like the Forerunners. So this is a Forerunner weapon. Really good. I like it. The first iteration of this had a really low, like slow, janky reload. So I feel like they fixed it with this. It feels more like you're holding the weapon back as it recharges. You know, so it's not like flying off your hand like the fucking gun from Half-Life. Because if this is hard light, right? Where's the extra ammo coming from? You're not putting it into the weapon. This is like a solar powered thing, or it's taking light particles from the atmosphere and it's using it to power the weapon or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a sci-fi expert. That's what it looks like to me. But I like the two different fire modes. It gives you different options. So if you're firing into like a area down there and you know he's around the corner, you can fire it like that. Or if you're trying to hit a lot of people downstairs, fire it like that. It gives you different options. It's really cool. This is essentially the replacement of the scatter shot. Scatter shot was pretty weak when you're not at close quarters, whereas this can be used at like a mid to long range and still be useful, and it can disintegrate people, so that's always nice.
Yard sale.
Cut down in a hail of fire.
Yeah, I have nothing to say that's bad for this weapon. Pretty good. Rocket launcher. Oh, so it actually blew off the wheel. Okay. So I would say
On ammo.
it's a little weak.
Ammo reserves depleted.
In my opinion, it's a little weak. You see how many rockets it takes to blow up a vehicle? It took 4 to 5 rockets. Remember when you just needed like 1 in Halo 2 or like 2 in Halo 3? Like sometimes, if you were lucky and you hit the rocket in the right place, the Warthog would just instantly blow up. Same with like Halo 4. Halo 4 had really weak vehicles and it only took like 1 or 2 rockets to blow it up. So I wonder why they changed it, or why they feel the need to change the rockets to be weaker. Maybe they're trying to go for a stronger vehicle sandbox. So instead of making the vehicles any more stronger against everything, they decide to nerf the power weapons themselves.
Our ammo reserves are low.
Still completely drivable.
Apply pedal to metal. S7 sniper inbound.
Still drivable.
Almost out of ammo, Spartan. S7 sniper available.
I don't know. I don't know if this has a lock on or not.
Ammo reserves depleted.
My guess as to why the rocket launcher has been nerfed is because not only for the vehicle sandbox, but this was more of an infantry weapon.
Our ammo reserves are low. Silent shot.
They have another weapon they're going to use for vehicle combat, which is Skewer, I think, which does a lot of damage against weapons, and it physically displaces them in a way that is satisfying. So maybe that's why they're doing it this way, but I don't know.
1041.
Kind of meh.
Our reign of tyranny
it's kind of cool that you can see the little like ammo thing, and you can move it before it despawns. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, this needs better vehicle damage overall. I mean,
Our ammo reserves are low.
this ain't War Thunder, right? I know this ain't War Thunder, but hitting a vehicle with a rocket, like a light armored vehicle, like the Warthog,
Completed.
Double kill.
I feel like that would still...
Active camo available. Boarding party bus.
Like, I don't know, I feel like that's still, like, hitting... This ain't War Thunder, but I still feel like hitting the engine with 2 rockets would be enough to fucking destroy this thing. Like,
Almost out of ammo, Spark.
but no, it's... It still works. It's still fine, you can drive it around. Oh yeah, you can get into the different seats depending on how you grapple into it. That's
Turret.
that's
Locked and
honestly the best thing that's
loaded.
happened to Halo,
Incoming.
is this grapple shot thing.
Flame. Fly like the wind. Fly, you beautiful warrior.
Do you even have to be like...
Power weapons. have
Yeah, I mean, I
arrived.
guess if you're not grappling onto it,
Turret ready.
like if you grapple under it, you still have to press E to get into it. But that's really cool, because I did this one time when I was playing with my other friends, and I grappled onto a mongoose as it was driving by on this map, and that was like honestly the best feeling I've had in Halo since Halo 3. Like back when the game first came out, like doing
Suggestion.
this, exactly
Apply
this,
pedal to metal.
is so cool compared to everything else that's in this like technical preview thing. Being able to keep grappling onto it as it's flying. Wow, that displaced the tree. Or wait, the tree doesn't have...
Active camo inbound.
But yeah, that's like the best feeling I've had in Halo. Like,
Active camo available.
being able to grapple onto something and get in it immediately.
Vehicle claim. Live.
Like, imagine doing this in custom games where you fly off of one mongoose and then you grapple to get into another one, you know? And you're trying to do that like Spider-Man, kinda.
Aerial
But
velocity at maximum.
like, just the ability to do this in the first place is really fucking cool. So if you wanted to, you could do this during like an actual match and just fucking fly around. Not that it would be any help to your team, but the fact that you can do this in the sandbox is really cool. The fact that you can keep doing this in the sandbox is really cool. If they're gonna do this, they need to add secrets to the map, like in Halo Reach, where they had those little like dolls and stuff for Halo 2 Anniversary, where they had the Blam cans or whatever they're called. Okay. I don't know what else I want to say about the rocket launcher, but it needs to be changed a little bit. That's all. I'm trying to get through this so I can be done with this fucking shit, but... Needler. I can't remember.
Tank miss. Successfully deployed.
Sometimes the super combine works, sometimes it doesn't. feel like this version of it is really good.
Aerial velocity at maximum.
The lag is starting to get really bad. But yeah, I feel like this version of the Needler is really good. It's in between of Halo 4, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 2, and Halo 3. So it's like a combination of all sorts of ones. It also is like a combination of Halo 1s as well.
Pink mix. Successfully deployed.
It has long traveling needles like Halo 1, but it kills like Halo 2's Needler. And it has the sound of kind of the old Needler. So, I don't know. Good iteration though. 3 for 3, I like it. Nothing really bad to say about it. Although you guys could do with a redesign. It's been 4 to 5 games with the same fucking design since 2010. Maybe do something different with it. You don't need the same fucking Needler every game. Because if you look at it from like a lore standpoint, the Halo Reach Needler has been around since like before they redesigned it in Halo 1, you know, in the lore sense. So the Covenant has the Halo Reach Needler, right? And then they go, well, we could go with a redesign. So they do the Halo 1 Needler. And then they're like, oh, we could redesign it again. And so they do the Halo 2 Needler. And then they go and keep that design for Halo 3, but they change it to where it can no longer be dual-wielded anymore. This is the Covenant, by the way, not the developers. But then in Halo 4, after the Covenant's been defeated, they decide, well, let's go back to the old design from like before the war, or you know, not before the war, but before Halo 1, and let's keep that for like 10 to 20 more years. So, I don't know. Anyways, this is a Pulse Carbine.
Beautiful warrior.
It's kind of cool.
Sniper.
Some people don't like it, but I know how to use it, so I like it. That's my only problem with it, though, is that it doesn't do enough unarmored damage. If I can say something about melee, by the way, it doesn't force them enough back. Like, when I'm meleeing them like this, like, there's no wacky physics moment. There was in the first flight, but now that they've taken that away, there's no like wacky melee physics. I don't even know if there is teabag physics or not. Let me check that.
Aerial velocity at maximum.
Okay, there is a little bit. The bodies disappear too fast, by the way. I missed in Halo 3 where you could see your corpse still flying around in the man cannon for like 2 minutes. But again, this is a technical preview, so they might just be cutting down on resources, but they're probably going to be doing the... Because weapons, when you drop them, stay down for a long time. Like the Bulldog I had earlier is still on the ground somewhere over there. Yeah, it's right there. So they can do it for weapons, so why not bodies? I don't know. Just feels like that they can do that for for bodies and stuff. But yeah, the pulse carbine anyways, to get back onto this fucking weapon. It's cool. You can kill in 2 shots with it if you hit every single bolt,
Enemy vitals
and the second
online.
all 3 bolts go to the head as well. It's really cool. Really nice sort of like take on a Covenant battle rifle. I was kind of skeptical about it at first when they showed it with the campaign. But I like it. It's got a nice utility because it does a lot of damage against shields. It can do a lot of damage really quickly to unsuspecting people. You just kind of have to like aim at the edge of where people are at
Unit warrior.
if they're moving. Because if they're moving, it's going to be really hard to hit people with it.
S7 sniper inbound. Pulse carbine kill confirmed. S7 sniper available.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like, it's a good alternative to the battle rifle. It has a good amount of skill that you need, just like the battle rifle does, to some extent. Although the battle rifle is a little bit easier to use because you can do this with it, and you don't really need a lot of leeway like you need with the pulse carbine. So I feel like this is a good alternative to the battle rifle that has a lot of skill induced, or not induced, but that's required to come along with it. Otherwise, you just kind of are firing at moving enemies, and the enemy isn't particularly doing anything other than moving away from your bullets. So. Good weapon, 343. Surprisingly good new weapon. Ravager. So this one is hard to pinpoint. This is a replacement for the Brute Shot. Kills in 2 shots if you hit them in the, you know, enough like that. The only problem I have with this weapon is that it doesn't always hit players. Sometimes it goes between their feet, like that. Not that it should hit their body every single time. The charge up doesn't really do much AoE damage. I mean, you would be doing more than just doing AoE damage and waiting for it to kill. That's how you would use it. It's like a larger version of the plasma pistol, kinda. That kind of replaces the it replaces the brute shot, but it doesn't do it well enough, in my opinion. It's sure it kills really well, but like I miss the shoom 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 as you're shooting the brute shot, and then you pull the thing back, you know, like to put new shells in, and you know, and then you clink it back into place. I do like the front little blade here, kind of like the brute shot. You kind of slice with it and stab with it. That's cool and everything, but it's not a replacement for the brute shot.
Stand by.
Brute shot needs to be an infinite.
Incoming.
It just needs to be. It's a brute weapon. Why would you not have it in here? Same with the spiker. Spiker needs to be in here. S7 sniper.
Power
Okay.
weapons on the field.
I'll get this over with pretty quickly. Best iteration of the sniper. I missed my first shot with it, of course, but it is the quintessential version of Halo 3 and Halo 2 Anniversary's sniper rifle, which to some people are the best snipers in the game. I much prefer the faster Halo 2, but this is a good, you know, replacement for people who like Halo 3 and Halo 2 Anniversary's version of the sniper.
Condolence postcard. Dispatched to enemy family. Active camo. Inbound. Aerial velocity.
Let me do the cool thing.
Maximum.
Come on. Fuck.
Active camo. Available.
But yeah, it sounds really good. The only thing it's missing is the actual sniper sound effect from Halo 3 and Halo 2, which is it's sort of like a quiet sound, like like I don't know how to even recreate it with like my mouth or anything. It's just like, you know the sound that I'm talking about. It's that sniper sound. And when you hear it, you think Halo. Because when I hear this, it's menacing, but
Condolence postcard. Dispatched to enemy family. You've earned this, Spartan.
wow. But yeah, I feel like just a little bit changes to a little bit of changes to the sound. Then again, all these problems I have with the weapons could be solved if the weapon kits change how the weapons actually perform or feel. If they don't change how they perform, that's fine, but at least how they feel and look would be cool. And sound. I guess that's another thing I'm kind of dumb.
Power weapons incoming. Survival odds substantially increased.
Wow, am I that bad? Wait, does the range get limited when you're in a... No, it's not. You have to be unbelievably accurate with this.
Hostile assassinated.
Yeah, that's... I guess if they change how, if kits change how things look and sound, that would be cool. I think a classic Halo 2 and Halo 3 ones would be really popular, and you could hear that in the match, you know. Although, I feel like if people get used to the sound design in this game, and then you allow kits to change how they sound and everybody hears that changed sound, I feel like it'd be the same argument with people who hate the MCC Halo 3 stuff, where it's like, is there a toggle for this? Because if people want to hear the sound, you know, in a competitive environment, they don't want to be hearing somebody else's, you know, bullshit. They want to hear the sniper, or they want to hear a particular sound that they're used to. So, I don't know. Just something to think about, I guess. The next weapon is the shock rifle. I already went over that. Skewer. So this is the brute sniper rifle.
You beautiful warrior.
It's pretty cool. I like what it does to vehicles specifically. Or does that to them. It kills in 2 shots, so that's why I think the rocket launcher has been nerfed. Because we have that.
Aerial velocity at
Kills a mongoose in 1 hit.
initializing boastful laughter.
Okay,
Power
I don't.
weapons
Oh,
on the
right.
way.
Yeah, this needs to be changed. Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Because it does it for all projectiles, right?
Arrived.
Not ones that are obviously battle rifle shots, but if you're trying to hit someone, it's gonna go completely the opposite way that you think it's gonna go.
Fly, you beautiful warrior.
I still can't believe that this is in the game, by the way.
Active camo inbound.
Oh god, I didn't think about this with the skewer.
Available.
I want to try something. Oh, of course it's not gonna. Yo. Yo. Fuck. Stay there, guys. Just stay there. Okay, now it's not wanting to do it. Maybe the game fixed itself. Yeah, it fixed itself. Fuck. Alright.
Kill. Cluster up.
But yeah, I don't have much to say about Skewer. It's pretty cool, I guess. It's not too bad. It's a little bit hard to use at longer ranges because it has a drop. So if I'm aiming for that, it's gonna, you know, like obviously go around the corner there. Or if I'm like trying to shoot while jumping, it might accidentally hit that down there instead. But like that. So it's cool.
S7 sniper inbound.
And I already went over the commando. Okay, so that's all the weapons that we know of right now. We do have the Hydra and a few other weapons that are like leaks and spoilers and stuff.
Available.
I'm not gonna go into that. Some of them look cool, like the replacement for the Hydra. That's got it's like the LAW from Bad Company, where you launch the rocket and then you can like maneuver it around by looking, you know, like a laser guided missile. That's cool. Other than that, Energy Sword looks kind of weak. No sounds attached to it right now because it's not supposed to be in the game, but it is, unfortunately. That's about it though. I like grenade wise and other things wise. Like threat sensor is kind of useless. It's a very weak range. Oh, for fuck's sake. I feel like it needs to be like wider, like way bigger than that, and still last the same amount. So you can launch it here. Oh, and it picks up people in camo too.
Threat sensor engaged. A hunting we will go.
Interesting. But yeah, I don't really see a use for the threat sensor. Oh wow, I stuck it on him. Drop wall.
Ammo inbound.
Kind of useless. Even after they've made changes to it,
Available.
I don't. I mean, it's cool to shoot out of, but it's only gonna give you protection for one shot, and then you have to move over to this side, and then after that, you're kind of screwed. You know, because they can strafe around the open portions of the thing. I like the idea that people had on the first flight was throw one drop shield down and place another, but they removed that ability. Which sucks, but... Oh wait, what? It only takes one bullet to get rid of it? Wow. Wow, dude. That is worse than the bubble shield, actually. I didn't know it was that bad. That's so bad, and you can accidentally do it to yourself. That's so bad.
Deployable cover available. Boarding
Oh.
party bus.
Imagine, dude. Imagine like Halo 3, because I don't even think in Halo 3 you could do this, but you could place down a drop shield, and then you could ride with it.
License plates docked. You have 1 point left on your license. Drop wall deployed.
Alright, well, the game's starting to get really laggy now, so I have to stop. But essentially, that's my entire thoughts on this fucking beta. Because it's really what it is. It's an alpha that's masking as a beta. And they keep saying technical preview, but they mean beta. They know they mean beta. Oh man, I'm not excited. I'm not looking forward to playing this on release. It's not going to have the same feel as Halo 3, any of the other games. Like, let me actually, I want to quit out of this and then launch MCC. I just want to go into MCC just to look at stuff. Just to have a little look-see. Probably have to add it into OBS. Yes, I will. I thought it was already added. No. Okay. Oh, it is added. Okay. Cool. Alright, so I do have all the Halos installed. I did uninstall it from my, Go fuck yourself. My servers are exactly as they need to be. Let's see, custom multiplayer. We'll go into, Halo 3 here. We'll do a similar looking map to that one. We'll do Sand Trap. do Slayer. Time limit, no limit.
Slayer.
Oh god, I forgot I'm using the awful other skin. I need to switch back to that other suit. But so yeah, number one thing, gravity hammer. Affects gravity. I can gravity hammer jump. End of story. When the gun goes into the ground or when the weapon goes into the ground, it kind of like sinks, you know, like there's nothing here that prevents it from going into the ground, so it'll stick up like it's been stuck in the ground. In terms of assault rifle, it does the damage that it needs to do. Like, the sandbox in this game is so much better for multiplayer than Halo Infinite ever tried to be. Even though I hate playing multiplayer in this. I can understand, at some point I enjoyed playing the multiplayer in this. Just everything just, like Todd Howard says, it just works, you know? And that's how games should be. You know, you expect to do something in Halo 3 because it was in Halo 2. It's there, you know, like maybe the Needler can't be dual wielded, and maybe there's a few new weapons, but they don't break the sandbox in any way. Maybe the Spartan laser does, but, you know, that's a different discussion. Like, I don't know, just looking around this map, like, even though this is a quote-unquote Forerunner structure modified by brutes in a way, you still have UNSC stuff, like, obviously. You have this stuff on the ground that you can kick around, barrels you can move. There's stuff underneath here, like research for this area, this tomb area, you know, like medical box and stuff. Like there's just stuff. Reference to Half-Life, you know, like there's just references and stuff. It doesn't detract away from the map, you know, it adds character to it. It's like, you know, fusion cores for anybody stupid enough to stand near them.
Suicide.
I don't know.
Game over.
But yeah, I feel like just viewing Halo 3 itself and looking at the map, I can feel like I know what the map is about. There's something there that I can look at and say, yeah, that's classic Halo. We'll even go to Valhalla, because this is another good example. I'm glad that I'm actually streaming this and not recording this, because I would not know how to structure this video if I wasn't streaming it. But, so Valhalla, right? You have all sorts of different things here on the map to give it character. Fusion core doesn't really add much, but you know, it's just little extra things here and there that give the map its character. You have like a little gas can thing here, hydrogen fuel for the Warthog and stuff. And it, you know, it makes it seem like, oh, this is recently fueled up, so we're like good to go and stuff. Or you know, like just dumb shit like that. That doesn't really add anything to like the gameplay overall. But it is a small little thing that makes the game feel like it, you know, you can give a damn about something that the game is trying to tell you, like water, pure, you know, like just little things like that. It doesn't need to be extreme. Like even this stuff here, it gives you like a little bit of cover against people on that ridge, and you have the bubble shield that you can put down to cover yourself with. Like that's the sort of thing. Like the drop wall does not do this. The drop wall is not the same as this. And actually the bubble shield is stronger than the drop wall. Drop wall goes down in one hit, bubble shield goes down in 2 to 3 shots from the battle rifle, or 1 sniper shot. So it's pretty strong. I guess the only way to really make people happy is to make me happy. Haha, not other people, me. To make me happy with the drop wall, give it a little bit more coverage. Make it so it takes 2 to 3 shots to get through the shield, you know? So it makes it a little bit more utility. And then, I don't know, make it so you can't damage it from the thing. I mean, make it like more of a precision target you have to hit. Like you hit the exact middle of the drop wall, and it goes down, you know? Or like this. Where you can shoot that, you know, and it takes quite a bit of your magazine to kill it, but you can kill it if you need to. And now we'll look at how to not do this. So, 343 has done shitty map design in the past, and this is another example of that. This is the exact same map, but it's been changed so much that it doesn't feel like the original anymore.
Slayer.
Not only are we adding sprint to such a medium-sized map, but, you know, now we have all this shit. But anyways, let's see. There's like nothing here to like look at other than just placement of vehicles and weapons. And I feel like that is 343's quintessential like landmark of map design, is that they take something like Valhalla and they strip everything that had character. And they give awful sound design like that into the into the map. God rays are cool. That's about it though. There's no longer the antenna thing over here, so you have less of a reason to come back here and hold this top position against the mid range here. Because this used to be like the way the Valhalla used to work was that this used to be, you would come up this lane here and you would come over here and hide behind the, you know, the antenna and shit, and you would challenge people holding laser and anything else up there, you know, because some people, they would have you know, like a tank up here, or they would have a warthog and it would be guarding this area. So that's how this would essentially go, was you would have to watch both sides here, but now you only have to hold two sides. You have to hold this side and that side in order to really hold this map properly. Because yes, you can still come over and challenge if you hide behind these rocks and over here and like maybe like right there, but there's no reason to when you're up here, you have so much advantage against everybody else here. So this map essentially has been neutered in a way. This side is really useful, but you are also really exposed from this side because you can see people come in and be in here, and you couldn't really do that in Halo 3. You were a little bit further up actually, like right here, so you could only see like right here, and then there was like more rocks and trees on that side, but I guess because they didn't want too many trees because the 360 couldn't handle it, this is the map design that we ended up getting. It's just amazing to me, like, it's been how many years since the Xbox One came out and we've only had one game made for it, and now we're already onto the next console generation and the next Halo is coming out made specifically for that, and they're porting it to Xbox One, and the Xbox One port is probably going to negatively affect the game. They say they're doing it because they don't want people to have to go and buy the new console or feel like they have to, but I feel like that's what they need to do. Look at New Vegas, look at Fallout 3, look at Oblivion, look at a lot of these other games that came out when the 360 came out. And they also released on PC. A lot of the problems that still exist today on PC is because they came out when the 360 was still a thing. There's a lot of limits and a lot of ways they had to get around using that memory that still exist and need to be ironed out by mod developers. So you have the same issues going with Halo Infinite. Infinite on Xbox One, I have no idea what that looks like. I want to actually get an Xbox One and play it on there, you know, whenever the free multiplayer comes out, just to see how bad it is. Because I saw gameplay of it and it's limited to 30 FPS and it looks terrible. So, yeah. I'm interested in this, but I can't be on this map anymore, dude.
Game over. Victory.
There's even like some recreations of Valhalla on Reach, but it's not the same. The closest analog to that would be that one DLC map, Tempest. Oh, I can't delete it. Cool. Because up until when Bungie left Halo, they were still adding character to map. You know, like there's still stuff that stuck out as like, oh, they're adding this, you know, to the map to give it character. Like the map design's a little bit more bare still. but it's still like it's got some stuff. It's got like a little radio over there, and that's about it. You know, like because this map's pretty small on its own. Even with sprint, this map is pretty small. God. But you know, they did what they could. They added as much as they needed to. And it gives character to the map. Like this thing, which is like a little charge thing that's cooled by water. You can see the little water ripples as it's running. Has cool sound design, eerie sound design. Has a really cool looking skybox and everything. We don't really get cool skyboxes anymore in Halo. We just kind of get like PNGs because 343 is kind of learning with Infinite to give it like animated backgrounds. But this is like so basic and it looks really good, like even today. Like I don't know what to say, man. Anyways, I'm tired of talking, dude. I need to stop the stream. I have nothing else to say about Infinite other than they should be looking to previous Halos more in terms of what they need to do to keep classic Halo classic instead of trying to do the Halo 5 treatment on this. I know it's probably Bonnie Ross. I know it's probably Frank allowing them to do whatever they want to the game. But they need people like Postums and everybody on the MCC team essentially needs to be the leaders of Halo Infinite. Because they've done so much for MCC that it's insane that they have been given no amount of praise. Like maybe it's like, oh yeah, great, our mistake was fixed by another team, you know, even though it's still in 343, who wasn't the main people who fucked up the game in the first place. Maybe it was, but I don't know. They need to have competent people working on Halo again. Because Joseph Staten isn't enough. That's all I'll say. Joseph Staten is not enough. Frank isn't enough. They need more people. They need Marcus Leto, who was, you know, the designer of Halo 1, who designed a lot of this stuff in the first place. The one where they keep Brian Gerard retweets his stuff and says, "Oh, great job, Marcus. You know, like, thanks for giving us a great universe to work in." And it's like, yeah, well, good luck fucking it up, asshole. Like, I'm not saying that to Brian. I mean, Brian's a good guy. He's doing the best that he can in a situation where it's kind of not up to him. But you know, it's I guess like the asshole comments more towards 343 as a whole and not Brian. But I'm sorely disappointed with how Infinite is turning out to be. I wanted it to be more than what it currently is, and it's not turning out to be that way. So I'm gonna wait on the campaign. I'm gonna wait on the multiplayer. If it adds in more XP, I might. Like, if there's XP to be earned by just playing the game, I will play the game. If not, I will not play the multiplayer at all. I'm not going to be wasting my time playing a FOMO because they essentially are limiting. They've created an anti-FOMO battle pass. That's what this is. Or not this, but the seasonal stuff. This is all anti-FOMO, you know. I can go in at any point in any of these other seasons and unlock stuff that I haven't unlocked. That's the main drive of this, right? That's the whole reason why people like MCC. In fact, people like MCC better than what Infinite's doing because you can unlock stuff like at any point of this page. You know, you don't need to unlock all of this stuff before you come up here and unlock this. That's not, you know, like as restrictive. And I like it, and a lot of other people like it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like even though Infinite is like this anti-FOMO battle pass, they give the ability for people to miss out on stuff because it is a timed battle pass. You're not gonna, you know, it's not gonna go away, but then the next battle pass is gonna come out by the time you haven't unlocked everything. And not only that, they're allowing you to buy these points to unlock them. Because that's how you buy the battle pass in the first place, is you use these points, and then you can just pay for all the levels anyways. So, like, I don't know, it seems like why even play the game at that point if you're just gonna pay to unlock stuff? Because that's what people will do. Even though 343 and everybody on Reddit and Twitter will deny it up and down that that's not what people are going to do, you underestimate the amount of time people feel like they have. So instead of grinding it out like you might and wasting like hours on end getting a shitty fucking skin and shitty fucking shaders for your weapons, people are gonna be buying all that stuff immediately and just getting it. That's what I predict. Anyways, I have to end the stream. I need to stop talking. So